This episode is rated M for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of the PFC Entertainment Network or any of the affiliates that make this show possible.
This is the Pure Fury Creations Entertainment Network.
Hi. Welcome back to Creepy Soup. This is episode 164, and I know that because I just looked it up. We do want to start off by apologizing for our absence. We had some reasons. I had a medical procedure done. We kind of found out a little bit of devastating news. Nothing bad. No one's dying. Not bad.
No, we did have a death in our family. Erica.
Oh, yeah. But that was... No, let's talk about the...
Yeah.
And she started a job out of town. So, scheduling was a little bit iffy. So, but we're back, and we're not leaving you again. So... if you've stayed with us and you're still watching, we love you for that. So, how have you been?
Pretty much what you described.
Yeah,
Tired.
It's been a bit of a wild month.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, roller coaster. Some happies and some really depressing lows. Again, nobody's health is at risk or anything like that. Just like some family issues that took a minute to process. I don't know if I'm still processed it fully, to be honest.
I don't think I have either, but
and we're not trying to be vague or fishing for sympathy. It's just part of the explanation of why we went radio silent. We do again want to talk about if you are in the Pennsylvania area or will be on May 15th of obviously 2026. Some months back we had Matthew McDonald's sister Sammy Jo and his cousin Megan on. And Sammy and I have, we do on occasion message each other back and forth. We do want to have her on the show again, for sure. And I don't know if you follow her on TikTok or anything, but I follow her, and it's getting out there. There are Facebook pages that have picked up on the case. There are... she has a lot of followers. One of her accounts just got banned, so she started a new one. I believe this is her second or third banned account because she's talking about her missing brother.
Which seems a little weird.
Yeah, I don't like that. So I don't know if, the people that are most likely involved are reporting her videos causing her to get banned.
Well, that's what she should maybe do, is she should pre-block them when she makes a new page.
Right, but how difficult is it to create a new page? You know what I mean?
True,
So
true.
she could block them, they could create. Honestly, that's probably a battle that is going to be a doozy. But anyway, if you are, first of all, find her on TikTok, the Facebook page. I will link those in the show notes. I have them, but I don't have them in here, and I didn't think until we were in here, we were like, we got to get this going. But we have our shirts, that is hashtag Where's Matthew. We will be wearing those. She is live streaming on May 15th. They're doing like a peaceful protest at the courthouse, City Hall. I don't remember that detail at the moment, but it's going to be a peaceful protest. I will share that post onto our Facebook page. That way you have the information. You can follow the Where's Matthew McDonald page. You can follow her on TikTok. Anything to help get this out there and bring all the attention to this peaceful protest for Sammy and Matthew that we can do to get them to, I believe it's the courthouse they're doing this at, and it's to get officials to take this more serious. He's been missing for, I think it's coming up on 3 years this month, and the police are really doing dick about it. So we want to do what we can all the way from Michigan to help her spread the word, to get some justice for Matthew, to get Matthew found, to give her, like, I watch her TikToks, and every time I see it, my heart just like kind of cracks a little bit more for her, because you can hear the pain in her voice, you can see the pain in her eyes. This isn't just something she's doing for clout, and if it is clout, it's to get her brother's name out there. And you know, like she always says, say his name, Matthew McDonald. I don't know why I was calling him Michael McDonald, but you know, singer. So no disrespect with that one. My brain is just not braining at the moment, and I've only literally had 2 sips of coffee. So we did just want to get that out of the way as far as a little public service announcement. Words are hard.
That's why you just say PSA, though.
Yeah, I know, but you know, some people, I mean, I don't always like just shorten anything. Like, some things that really fucking grind my gears are like chalky milk. Oh my god, that fucking annoys me, especially when it's an adult saying it.
Please don't ever say that again.
Chicky nuggies. That,
stop it.
So it annoys you too? Yeah?
Ugh. Well, I can't lie. I say nuggies.
No, that's just annoying.
I don't say chicky nuggies. That's stupid. That's stupid. Who says that?
You know
I say
what?
nuggies or nug life.
Well, nug life is, you know, it's a thing, but and
I'm weird. My favorite nuggets are Wendy's nuggets.
so if you see my lovely tumbler that I'm drinking my delicious coffee out of, you can find that at pfccreepysoup.printify.me. If you do like the other shows on the network, that is pfcstore.printify.me. And I know he's got a spring one coming out. I don't have that yet. So, oh, and the Sports Reel podcast, they have one. I don't have that one memorized. I'm going to assume it's pfcsportsreel.printify.me, but I don't know for sure. If you want to know, follow the PFC Network on Facebook, because we are part of the PFC Entertainment Network. Wish I forgot to say that when I said welcome to Creepy Soup, because I really wanted to get into all this other news. So any fun and interesting stories that you have to share, like pertaining to ghosty stuff or murdered
crime.
anyone lately? You know
My
that?
head.
Thank you. Oh, in my head, I do it probably 50 times a day. Probably at least 70 yesterday. Poor little Jack. Jack is sick.
Oh,
The
yeah,
wonderful
my baby.
creator of our beautiful skull here. He is so sick, and he never gets sick. So when he does, he gets hit hard, and Nana made sure he had some soups and some crackers and some applesauce and that fun stuff. So I'm hoping he feels better soon, because I hate seeing kids sick.
I know, he actually snuggled up to me last night.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, even when you were sitting up, he was like leaning back on you. I was like, oh, they're so cute. Sometimes I miss you and your brother being little, and then sometimes I don't. Needy little fuckers. So,
You ready to get to business?
if by business you mean drinking my coffee, I gotta get that to stop because that's pissing me off. I got a new phone and all the Metro shit that comes up really. Today's a day of irks. Oh, also.
It's 11:41, Ma.
Yeah?
You gotta leave at 1.
Yeah, that gives me an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, shit. Here I go. Okay.
Okay. See, your brain's not braining either, apparently, so I don't feel so bad.
Okay.
Okay, so as promised, we are finally bringing you part 2 of the whole Aaron Hernandez little, it's a lot. And mainly what I'm going to be reading is like the timeline and stuff, and then some little extras that are closely related. Did you know that 2 of Aaron's teammates from Bristol Central High School, actually in their, like, the yearbook photo, the 3 of them are right next to each other? They also killed one. Okay, we'll get to that. It's a very interesting and
Yeah, they hit a car in somebody's garage.
no. Well, yeah, they did that after the Furtada and Abreu murders. But no, there's not associated with any of the later, any of Aaron's other crimes. By themselves, one guy killed someone and then killed himself, and after Aaron died, another guy, like either side of him in this photo, I'll be telling those, but 3 people all next to each other in that photo all killed people and then died. Honestly, I'm thinking obviously Aaron committed suicide, and then the guy that killed his wife, he committed suicide right after. The other guy ambushed police, so I think that was suicide by cop, is what happened there. So yeah, it's kind of weird that so many people from next to each other in one photo years prior all did the same thing.
Yep.
It's really crazy. So we are going to talk a little bit about Aaron's, the one he was convicted and went to prison for, his murder, and that is the murder of Odin Lloyd. So, Odin, Leonardo, not Leonardo. Maybe, I don't know. Leonardo, we're going with that. John Lloyd was born November 14th, 1985, in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, to Ursula Ward and John Lloyd. He lived in Antigua before moving to the Dorchester section of... Oh, and all my information came from watching the numerous documentaries. If you have all the platforms, just search Aaron Hernandez. They will all come up. Which is actually how I found out about the other two. And we're going to talk a little bit about that documentary too. So anyway, he played football at John D. O'Brien School of Mathematics and Science. That is a mouthful. So that'd be JDOBSMSAS. I don't know. But you get it. He had initially planned to play football at Delaware State, but left days after arriving. Okay. Hold on. I've got notes in multiple places. So.
It's why you should keep your notes in one place.
I know. I normally do, but in this particular case, I did not. So this is kind of where we're going to get into the timeline a little, well, pretty much, mostly. And this is going way back before the Odin Lloyd. And some of this is going to be like a repeat of the first one, blah, blah, blah. It's been a while. I forgot how to do this, to be honest with you. So, on July 16th, 2012, Daniel D'Abreu and Safiro Furtado are shot in their vehicle after leaving Cure nightclub in Boston's South End. On February 13th, 2013, so almost a year later, Aaron allegedly shoots his friend and drug dealer Alexander Bradley in the forehead. Alexander was dumped. Now, listen to where he was dumped, and then listen to later things and see if it, in an industrial park near Riviera Beach in Palm Beach County in Florida. Alex survived, but lost his right eye. I don't know if that was necessarily right eye or right eyesight, but prosecutors later claimed... the incident happened because of an argument about the killing of Abreu and Furtado. And because of this, Aaron Hernandez was also indicted on witness intimidation charges in the Alexander Bradley shooting, because he was there, he was a witness. He is also, Alexander Bradley is also in the documentary. I tell you what, if you have Discovery Plus, watch it. It is phenomenal. It's fantabulous. On June 14th, 2013, at Rumor nightclub in Boston, a witness claims that Aaron Hernandez seemed upset at Odin and stormed out of the club. This is, my writing in this particular case is not great. He was upset at Odin and stormed out of the club. Prosecutors, see, there's a lot of prosecutors say, police say, but they don't really know. But maybe piecing things together, maybe they do know. Prosecutors say Aaron was upset because Odin was speaking to clubgoers associated with the victims of the 2012 murders. Again, D'Abreu and Furtado. On June 16th, okay, yeah, it gets better. The writing gets better. I'm sorry. On June 16th, 2013, Aaron texted Ernest Wallace, who is also in this other documentary, around 9:30 p.m. asking him to drive to North Attleboro, Mass, which is where, Massachusetts, where Aaron lived, with Carlos Ortiz from his house his house in Bristol. He lived in Bristol. Okay.
Yeah.
June 17th, 2013, surveillance video shows Odin leaving with his words and writing are hard today. Leaving his home at 2:33 and getting into a silver Nissan Altima with Aaron, Ernest, and Carlos. Oh my God, Carlos, are you okay? Every time I hear that name, that's all I can think of. Fucking Alan.
Are the glasses okay?
Are my glasses off? Look at this little weirdo.
Shut the fuck up.
I wonder what that baby's doing today.
I don't know.
Like, is he still an actor? Does he call himself Carlos? Does he have the shirt with the sunglasses and stuff? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Alright.
Sorry. Got a little sidetracked there. It's the not enough coffee for me. From around 3:07 till about 3:23, Odin sends his sister some text messages. And his sister's name is Shaquila. I forgot to write down her last name, but it's different than Odin's. Some text messages: "You saw who I'm with," "Hello," "NFL," and "Just so you know." He basically wanted to. My guess is apparently at this point he was a little afraid of Aaron, or maybe the other ones he didn't trust. We'll never know. At approximately 3:25, and again this is on June 17th, at approximately 3:25, so almost an hour after leaving his home, a surveillance camera captures a car driving in the direction of a gravel pit, God, in an industrial area. Everybody said that sound familiar in a minute? In North Attleboro on John Dietzen Boulevard. About 4 minutes later, the car is shown going back the opposite way. Police believe this is the time frame Odin was shot. Around 5:30 p.m. So remember,
over 12 hours
over
later.
12 hours later, a jogger discovered the body of Odin while taking a shortcut. At the time, an unidentified man was murdered a mile from the Hernandez home. On June 18th, Aaron was identified as someone who played a role in the murder of the now identified victim, which is Odin Lloyd. Back to another source. I'm very sorry. Next time I will have my shit together.
Told you to have it together.
Yeah. On June 26, 2013, Aaron is arrested at his home. An arrest warrant was issued for him the day before the arrest. And within 90 minutes of being arrested, he was released from the New England Patriots. I have my thoughts about them anyway, so that may be a topic for another time. I don't know. At that point, he was charged with first-degree murder. On June 27th and 28th, both Carlos and Ernest were arrested with their part in Odin's passing. And a silver 4Runner later implicated in the double shooting of Abreu and Furtado was found in the garage of Aaron's cousin Tanya Singleton. Now, if you remember, sorry it's been so long since from part 1, but if you remember, Tanya's husband was having an affair with Aaron's mother after Aaron's father died. And that's I mean, Aaron already had some issues from growing up in an abusive household, but that just sent him off the rails because he was very, very close to his cousin Tanya. And because I believe at that point, well, not at that point of the arrest of Carlos and Ernest, but at the point when the 2012 murders happened, he was definitely very close. In fact, in the Netflix documentary, The Mind of Aaron Hernandez, which I have listened to at work probably 10 times over the last few years, it's because every time I hear something new that I missed the time before, they do talk after he gets arrested, like in jailhouse phone calls that are recorded. And she basically, during her cancer battle, she went to jail for refusing to testify against Aaron because she was in contempt.
Yeah.
Which, that is love. That is a ride or die.
Yeah.
Just, it is. And unfortunately, she does end up passing away, and Aaron is in prison, and there's, and in one of the jailhouse calls after Tanya passes away, his fiancée, Shayana, is talking to him, and she's like, please don't do anything stupid, because that's how close they were, that she was so worried that after Tanya's passing, he would, again, go off the rails and hurt himself at that point. So, again, and I don't remember the exact date that she passed or anything like that, but, it was hard. It was hard for him. Like, look, he's a deviant asshole for the shit he did. And I'm not excusing it in any way, shape, or form. His dad was abusive. Very abusive. He got into drugs. He kind of hung out with the wrong people, sort of thing. And all that happened, but he still had love for Tanya. And she was older, so I believe he kind of looked at her as the mother figure. From what I can gather, I just know they were very, very close, and he was very, very heartbroken when she passed. So on August 22nd, 2013, Aaron is indicted on first-degree murder. And so
Words are hard.
thank you. September 6th, 2013. He's arraigned and pleads not guilty. On September 27th, Ortiz and Singleton are indicted on accessory charges in connection with Lloyd's death. So that's Carlos and Tanya. And Shayana Jenkins, which is the fiance, baby mama, whatever you want to call her, is indicted for perjury. On April 11th, 2014, Carlos and Ernest are charged with first-degree murder in a new indictment. On May 15th, Aaron is indicted on the murder charges for Abreu and Furtado after the whole nightclub thing. On April 15th, 2015, Aaron is convicted. I am so sorry. Nope, not making excuses. I'm just not with it today. Aaron is convicted of first-degree murder of Odin and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. On May 15th, so exactly 1 month later, the perjury charges against Shayana are dismissed. On May 12th, 2016, Wallace is acquitted, so Ernest Wallace is acquitted of first-degree murder, but convicted of being an accessory after the fact. He is sentenced to 4.5 to 7 years in prison. On June 27th, 2016, Carlos Ortiz changed his not guilty plea and pleaded guilty to accessory. He is sentenced to serve 4.5 to 7 years. On April 19th, 2017, Aaron is found dead in his prison cell by correctional officers. He apparently hung himself using the bed sheets, and he hung himself. On May 9th, 2017, okay, it is no longer, because of this, it's no longer a law, but at the time of his death, there was a law that if you, file an appeal on a case, I think it's appeal. I don't know if it's appeal or retrial, whatever. And you die before you can go to court, they basically wipe out your conviction, charges, all of that, because now you can't testify. I don't know the exact things. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a law student.
I mean, over half the time, they don't let people testify any fucking way.
Well, it depends. If your lawyer thinks your testimony is going to make you look guilty, he's going to advise you not to testify. If you think your testimony is going to make you look guilty, you don't want to testify. Some do, some don't. Usually, if you have a good lawyer, they're going to tell you, don't get on that stand, because usually that's what... But Aaron didn't testify in either of his cases, so... Anyway, Odin's mother, she's definitely a boy mom, because that woman, she was told during the murder trial not to show any emotion. So when his crime scene photos, she can't show any emotion. They told her, if you do, you're out of the courtroom. You want to be there for all of this. In my assumption, I mean, if I was her, I would definitely want to be there and see this smug little motherfucker who still gets to make phone calls, who still gets to crack jokes and talk shit and, you know, all that stuff, when my son is now in a box on the ground. I'd want to be there. So if I had to sit there stone-faced, you know what, I'd probably do like that TikTok trend about your coworker's face, and they tape a smiley face to the person's face, so they don't... Anyway, I don't know what I do. I really don't know what I would do. It would be very hard to see crime scene photos. It would be very hard to hear the other people testifying and things like that. So anyway, after, like, this conviction is vacated, Odin's mom fights. And they reinstate his conviction, and then they do away with that. It's called an abatement ab initio. It's, I'm assuming, Latin. But they ended that in Massachusetts after his case. Now, we do, like I said, Aaron and Shayana had a daughter, and I also don't know, because I don't remember, I'd have to go through my other notebook to find my notes, but Odin Lloyd was dating Shayana's sister. That's how they all knew each other. Now, there was talk of the possibility that, you know, maybe Odin did talk to the victims from the, you know, people that knew the victims in the 2012. I personally don't think that's it. I gotta look. There was a radio station, especially if you are familiar with the case, that basically kind of outed Aaron Hernandez and some of his sexual preferences. The fact that, I mean, I'm not going to repeat them. It is in the Netflix documentary where they make jokes because Aaron's position was tight end. Don't laugh. So they do.
I laugh every time I hear that.
I know, me too, because I'm a child. I have the mentality of a 12-year-old boy that I make no qualms about that. Farts are funny. I always, the joke, you can buy Staples at Staples, let's go to Dick's. That whole thing, because I'm a child. So they do make jokes about his position on the field. I'm sure you can get where it's going, and they basically out him. And there is someone, now mind you, these documentaries all came out after Aaron died. So he can't defend himself. He can't say, no, that didn't happen. He is full of shit. He is lying. Or confirm that this happened. So really at this point in these documentaries, you're hearing one side. The one friend he went to high school with, not one of them that were involved in the other things that we're going to talk about momentarily. But someone on the high school team that he does say that they did have a very secret sexual relationship as teenagers. Again, Aaron is not here to confirm nor deny. There are other people who do come out and say one person was someone in prison. Again, you can't always really believe that kind of thing. Because a lot of them people, they just want 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, again, that can't be confirmed nor denied because he is not here to do that. Do I think that it's possible? Yeah. One of the people that did come out and not saying...
Didn't his own brother say something?
That's what I was going to say. His own brother did. His brother did say that when Aaron was younger, he was molested by an older male friend or relative. And obviously something like that can shape,
Plus on top of all the concussions.
Oh, well, that 100% doesn't excuse anything he did, but they can't check this while you're still alive. They have to physically take your brain out of your skull, and Aaron's family did consent to have this done after he passed. Because of all the head hits and the concussions. CTE, I don't remember exactly the long thing it stands for, but basically at his young age, which I want to say was early 30s, I don't remember how old he was when he died. I want to say he was only like 32, 27. Sorry, he was 27 when he died. So, but at 27, he had the brain of like a 81, or it was significantly decades older, which that affects your decision making, your critical thinking, all the things that would cause a otherwise perfectly normal, healthy 27-year-old to not do these things. So, and there are cases with other football players, other like physical sports. I know there's wrestlers and boxers that have also went through and had where their families have said, yes, please do this. And, excuse me, one of them was, this was before you joined, before it got good. Jason and I did an episode on Chris Benoit, and his brain was also basically mush. So it does, like I said, it does not excuse anything any of them did, but it explains a little bit, if that makes sense. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to read a couple of news articles with you. The first little article I'm going to talk about, or no, never mind, I had to sign up. But anyway, this is bullshit. Oh, maybe. Okay, yep. The name of the documentary that I found on Discovery Channel is Aaron Hernandez and the Untold Story of Bristol. And obviously the biggest subject of it is Aaron Hernandez and the things that he did and was accused of, and all this stuff. And like I said, Ernest Wallace, who, you know, was one of the people with him when Odin was killed, and Alexander Bradley, who was with him when because he wasn't convicted of that, I have to say, allegedly killed Abreu and Furtado. And then he's the one that Aaron shot in the forehead. They are both in this documentary, and Ernest Wallace, you can tell, is either a very good actor or seriously very, very remorseful. One, for being older than Aaron and being his drug dealer. And also for the part that he played in the murders. Or murder. And Alexander Bradley's in there talking about, you know, because he was with him when he allegedly shot the other two. And so he's talking about his part and their relationship and how that went. And there are other people from Bristol. So now what we're going to get into is I have an article on each of the other teammates that Aaron had. So I'm going to read those articles to you.
Damn, it's cold in here.
I know. Oh, you're colder than I am, I think, but my hands.
Ah!
Apologize to the people, especially
You apologize to me by putting your cold, dead hands on me.
They are really cold. They're very
Made
cold.
my nipple hard. God.
You're gonna put it on blankie.
Sure. Not big enough though.
Turn it like diagonally.
Don't touch me, lady.
Turn it diagonally.
You turn it diagonally.
I'm not wearing it, crackhead.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's not big enough.
Okay, so this article is from Fox61.com. And the title of this article is Chilling 911 Calls Offer Glimpse into Bristol Murder-Suicide. And the article goes as follows. Fresh flowers lay at 73 Henderson Street in Bristol Thursday evening. A stark contrast from the chaos there the day before. And also, it was published on June 5th and updated also on June 5th. So I'm going to assume, well, I don't know when Thursday evening was. Okay. So, police say a husband and wife died from gunshot wounds in a murder-suicide there on Wednesday morning. In just released 911 tapes, Michelle Brosley describes what happened. Please hurry, she tells the operator. My grandchildren just ran over and said Daddy's shooting Mom. Brosley is the mother of the murder victim, Kyla Ring, which was the wife. She lived next door to her daughter and her family. And that is all. Now, if you search Alex Ring, and actually I do have another thing of notes.
Sweet baby Jeebus. You gotta keep this shit all in one place.
It was right in the thing. Okay, so I do want to talk about before this, because I forgot about this page. There is a phone call with Aaron's mother, who I'm going to tell you, I don't know her personally. I don't think I'd want to. She sounds, obviously, she was a battered woman, so for that, my heart goes out to her. But she really is a piece of work, in my opinion. There is, I don't remember if it's a jailhouse call or what it is, but somehow it was recorded. I think it was, I don't know, but it was after Aaron signed his contract with the Patriots, like the $40 million plus whatever the sign-on bonus was. She immediately goes to Aaron for money. Like, you owe me $1 million. Like, I raised you. You owe me $1 million. First of all, you ever come to me and tell you I owe you anything for raising you? I will cut off.
I didn't ask to be here.
You're squiggle one, so yeah, you did.
I didn't ask for the procreation.
You still.
I didn't ask for the act to be had.
Okay, this is not that.
I need compensation.
I'm well paid. So I do want to mention this part, and this kind of just shows why I say what I say about her. So Aaron's mother, Terry, in a jailhouse phone call, tells Aaron that his brother, DJ, who I believe now goes by Jonathan, I don't think he goes by DJ anymore, in a jailhouse. Okay, so after his conviction, Bristol Central High School removed all of Aaron's awards and achievements from their history. Like, obviously he went there, everything's in yearbooks, that can't be erased, but they took down any awards, any public achievements, anything. He is erased from Bristol Central. So his mother is telling Aaron that DJ / Jonathan went to pick up all the awards and whatever they had that they could give him from the principal of the high school, who apparently was still the same principal as when Aaron was there. Because let's face it, he was 27 and he had only graduated 10 years prior. So, good chance it's still the same principal, which it was. So then she says she wants to sue them because those are still his achievements and accomplishments. And she stated, and if you don't roll your eyes at this, she wanted to go on Good Morning America. And
How
just,
rich.
right, like, what? Alright. So, what did I say that was? 2015? No, in 2014, Alex Ring, 26, shot his wife Kyla, who was 27, in the head. I actually wrote down 3, but 2 of his children ran next door to their grandmother's house, which again is Kyla's mother. But I did further read that the youngest one, who was only 20 months, was still in the home when this happened. But they ran to their grandma's house saying Daddy was shooting Mommy. Police found the bodies, both obviously dead. Laying on the table was divorce paperwork that had been filed by Kyla. And it is believed that this is what set him off. So I don't know if it was necessarily, because again, I'm listening, not watching. So, sometimes it'll say like, jailhouse visit or jailhouse phone call. So I don't know if it was a phone call or a visit, but, there was a conversation, Aaron was having with someone from the outside, talking, like, this guy was telling him about Alex Ring shooting his wife and then killing himself, and Aaron was just shocked because he was a nice guy, he was a smart guy, he was, someone said, I think he was valedictorian, and Aaron said no, he wasn't valedictorian, but he was very smart. Very, very smart. He was an excellent football player. He did play in college. And again, this was a teammate from Bristol Central. So it kind of makes me wonder if, because obviously I don't know a lot of Alex and Nicholas's high school. Nicholas. I love how our mind goes to the same shit.
Where's Kelly? Where is she?
Let's do shots.
Do it.
Let's not do shots.
I want to do shots.
No, I don't ever want to do shots again. Fuck all that. Okay, so again, Alex Ring, teammate of Aaron Hernandez, and I will also on the Facebook page, maybe I'll even, on the Facebook page, I will post the football picture and circle Alex, Nicholas, and Aaron right next to each other. Shut up. You don't see that?
Yeah, it's good.
No, not the vacuum. The white. It's like a cloud or smoke or something. You don't see that?
Just get on with the program.
You don't see it?
I choose to ignore certain things.
Okay. Alright.
Get on with the program.
Okay, so this next article is by police1.com. And it was published on March 14th, 2025. But this happened in 2022. So this is like an updated, maybe correlating with the documentary, because I believe that came out in 2024. So ambush that killed 2 Connecticut officers in 22 was targeted act of violence, Inspector General says.
They're hard.
Check it out. Bristol Police Lieutenant Dustin DeMonte and Sergeant Alex Hamsey died in an ambush after suspect used a fake 911 call to lure officers following a traffic stop. The Bristol Police Department has unveiled a permanent memorial, maybe that's what it is, honoring Sergeant Hamsey and Lieutenant DeMonte, 2 officers killed in the line of duty. The tribute was revealed one day before the 2nd anniversary of their death. The centerpiece of the memorial features preserved doors from a police cruiser that had served as public tribute outside the department following the tragedy. According to the report, the cruiser had been covered in messages from the community and now serves as a lasting symbol of a remembrance in the department's lobby. This door display will serve as a testament to our commitment as an agency to never forget the sacrifice that Dustin and Alex made. Family members of both officers were present for the ceremony. Okay, say hi. Okay, so Bristol. Okay, they were fatally shot in the incident, which was October 2022. A third officer, Alec Iradu. It's very weird. I had to replay that a couple times to get the pronunciation right because was shot in the leg but survived. Wounded, he was able to shoot and kill the gunman. I was going to say it backwards, kill and shoot, but no. So that was Nicholas Bratcher. After his gun basically emptied out. So in the hours before the shooting, Nicholas Bratcher and his brother Nathan went to a local bar. The bar was named Bleachers. Around 7:30 p.m., Nicholas was planning to perform a stand-up comedy at the bar's open mic night. But while sitting at the bar, Nicholas got into a fight with... I'm just going to say it that way the rest of the thing. If you don't know what that is, it's from Nick Swarson's stand-up routine, Seriously, Who Farted? Watch it. It is funny. You're welcome. Nicholas. The altercation began when the other patron put his arm around Bratcher and said by elbowing the man who reacted by elbowing the man in the face. Sorry. I need new glasses also, so words are hard, reading is hard, seeing is hard. It's a trifecta. The fight then spewed out into the parking lot, and officers were called. When officers arrived, witnesses pointed out the Bratcher brothers who were driving away. The other man involved in the fight also told officers he did not want to press charges against Nicholas. The three officers, the two that were killed, and the one that was just wounded, were not part of the officers who responded the night to the bar fight. They pulled over the brothers' truck as they were leaving. Nathan was driving, and both men were highly agitated and making rude remarks to officers on scene. That doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. Because Nathan was driving with a suspended license, the truck was towed. Both men became irate at the officers during the stop, yelling and cursing at them to the point where both were ticketed for creating a public disturbance. The Bratcher's mother was asked to come pick them up, but Nicholas refused to get in the car, instead left on foot. The report said their mother later returned and apologized to one of the officers for her son's behavior, and indicated she picked them up and bring them home. So after returning home, Nicholas placed a 911 call at 10:32 p.m. and that lured police to ambush at the Redstone Hill Road home. After being picked up by his mother and returning home from the traffic stop, Bratcher immediately began putting on his camouflage, preparing his weapons, and within 30 minutes placed the call to 911 to lure officers to his home. Now, my guess is he wanted the ones from the traffic stop. But that's not what he got. The audio of the 911 call was released, during which Nicholas claimed his brother needed help and become aggressive after the traffic stop. We got into an altercation with... This is a quote from the audio. We got into an altercation with patrol officers earlier on the night, and he's just carrying on about. Nicholas told the dispatchers, according to the 911 audio released in the report. At another point, he claimed Nathan, his brother, had become aggressive with anybody that he had come in contact with. The transcript of the call reads, during the call, Bratcher claims there was no weapons in the home, but police were advised by dispatchers that he had weapons registered to him. So when DeMonte, Hamzy, and Ayurudo, still don't know if that's right, arrived at the home, they encountered Nathan at a side door and ordered him to come outside. As he came outside, Nicholas, who was hiding in the bushes on an adjacent property, opened fire on the three officers with an AR-15. All three officers were hit, along with Nathan, which I didn't know the brother was actually shot too. Hamzy fell during the hail of gunfire, while DeMonte and Irado were wounded but managed to get away. Del Monte, mortally wounded, went into the rear yard of the home, turned and encountered Brutcher's father, then made his way back to the driveway and collapsed. Meanwhile, Airado, who had been shot in the leg, maneuvered behind the homes and radioed for help. He then made his way to Hamsey's parked cruiser in front of the property. After the ambush, Nicholas emerged from his hiding spot in front of the neighboring home where his parents lived and approached the two fallen officers. Nicholas, his parents, who had come outside, and in the body cam footage you can hear the mother screaming. And obviously that's her son. It is such a heartbreaking... Nicholas proceeded to stand over each officer and fire multiple shots into them. First Sergeant DeMonte and then Officer Hamsey, while his mother screamed at him to stop. Brutcher's AR-15 stopped firing after he inserted a magazine backwards. And then drew a handgun and continued firing. The report said, during this time, Nicholas yelled, "How proud are you of me?" "How proud," the report said. It's unclear from the report whether the comments were directed at his parents. Airado fired one shot at Brutcher from his position behind Hamsey's cruiser. The bullet struck Brutcher at the base of the skull, killing him. And then it goes on to say there were 4 guns seized from the scene. So it was noted he fired 83 rounds during the incident, and he showed no signs of stopping, because again, he pulled out another weapon. He posed a threat to the remaining officer and any responding officers that were on their way. It was important to stop the threat. He was, oddly enough, kind of like the whole, if you remember back to Hernandez, he was questioning his sexuality, and he was in the midst of a contentious long-distance relationship with a woman who claimed he may have gotten her pregnant. Another woman was due to give birth to his child that same month. Meanwhile, his ex-wife gave birth that same day to a child she had with another man.
That's
so
crazy.
I mean, so it just, he was drinking heavily, taking antidepressants. His autopsy revealed his blood alcohol at the time was about 3 times over the legal limit to drive, and he also had THC and cocaine in his system. The numerous stressors in Nicholas's life, coupled with his heavy substance use and perceived grievance from the traffic stop, are probable motivations for his subsequent targeted acts of violence against the Bristol officers. So that is a crazy story, how 3 people from the same football team, same high school, same row, right next to each other.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think it's got to have everything to do with the fucking concussion.
Concussions, and it doesn't really give a whole lot about Alex Ring and if he had any substance abuse issues, but obviously Nicholas did, Aaron did. Aaron had major drug and alcohol issues.
You mix that with untreated concussions.
Well, even treated concussions, I mean, you have enough of them.
It does a lot to damage your brain, obviously. Not that it's okay, but...
No, it's definitely no excuse. And that, to me, comes down to... They do talk about one time Aaron is actually knocked out on the field, and instead of benching him for several games, they just give him smelling salts and...
Throw him back out. Because
despite what he did, and I definitely do not like giving a murderer any credit, he was an amazing football player. He really was. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So that is the story of, and honestly, if you remember anything, and I definitely want to start stressing this when we cover cases like this, do not forget, as I forget, I don't think I wrote it down. Safiro Furtado and Daniel Abreu. Don't forget their names. Don't forget the names of Odin Lloyd. Don't forget the name of Kyla Ring. Don't forget Officer Devante and Officer Hamzy. Definitely do not forget them in any of this, because they're the important part of the story. The officers died in the line of duty. It should definitely also bring awareness to how horrific head trauma can be. And again, it does not excuse their behavior. It goes to show you that when you play a sport and you have the people around you that just see you as a machine for wins and championships and things like that, they don't give a flying fuck about your brain. So they're just going to give you some smelling salts and send you back out to get them points. They're going to not push anything. They're going to let you get away with doing the drugs, and they're going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I believe the game where he was out cold was high school. That was his high school coach that did that. And in my opinion, that's criminal behavior. Because if a parent did that, okay, if you were a kid and I knocked you out cold, and I just woke you up and didn't take you to get any type of medical help,
right,
somebody would call CPS on me.
Right.
He was still a minor. He graduated at 17. He was still a minor. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Like, his own mother. There was no, in my opinion, stable adult, except for baby Tanya, in his life.
Yep.
So, we are going to end on that note. We are back. We are back. Guess who's back? I'm only going to say that a couple times because I don't want no copyright. No strikes. We're singing the goat. So, we're going to go because Judi requested chicky nuggies and chalky milk for lunch.
I did no such thing. However,
no.
Wendy's nuggies sound good.
Gross. I don't like Wendy's anything. Ugh. Nope.
You're gross.
You're gross.
You're gross. They're in that fucking McDonald's nugget shit. It ain't real fucking meat.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's pig goo.
I would rather have banquet nuggets. I like banquet chicken.
You're fucking weird.
You know what? That's going on the menu for next week. Some banquet fried chicken.
Oh, next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, the banquet chicken that has like next to no fucking meat. It's all breading.
I like the breading. That's the part I like the best. You make that shit nice and crispy.
Dude, go to Crispy Crunchy Chicken. That place is the shit.
Where's that?
It's over on Genesee.
Never heard of it.
It's over by that new school.
Okay.
Where Robbie D's originally used to be. That gas station. Bitch, don't play dumb.
Honey, I haven't been over that way in a long time. I drive past there sometimes, but I don't
Where Riverview Plaza is.
Okay, but I don't
Across the street, where that gas station is. By Sassa and shit?
I know what you're saying.
Okay, well that's where the gas station, that's where Crispy Crunchy Chicken is, and then they're, oh, fucking A.
Okay. I'll
Go there, people. They're fucking, oh, fuck. I want some now. I need to go. Babe, let's go to Crispy Crunchy Chicken.
All right. Well, again, on that note, she wants crispy, crunchy chicken. I gotta finish getting my shit ready for work. And you guys have a great week, and we will see you back here on Sunday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.